After Iram and most of the Aad people were destroyed, God's favor shifted to the Thamud tribe, who were also descendants of Nuh. The Thamud settled in northwestern Arabia. There, they founded a splendid city called Hijr, in an area that was earlier known as the Valley of 1,000 Cities. The city was surrounded by natural beauty. They had abundant water flowing, which allowed the Thamud to cultivate their crops and lush gardens. Despite God's countless blessings, the Thamud people gave in to their own desires. They began to worship a multitude of at least 70 idols. Within the Thamud community, there lived a young boy named Salih. From a young age, he showed remarkable abilities and moral goodness. His fellow tribespeople pinned their aspirations on him, convinced that he would one day rise as their leader. When Salih turned 16, God designated him as a prophet to the Thamud people. With great dedication, Salih embarked on the mission to guide his people, saying, "My people, worship the one God alone." They believed in God as their creator, but thought he was too distant to worship directly. They preferred worshipping lesser gods they believed were closer and more responsive to their prayers. Saleh tried to teach them that there was no lesser gods. Their creator was the only God, always near and always attentive to their prayers, despite his greatness. Saleh only had a few supporters. The vast majority of Thamud, on the other hand, were arrogant and blind to anything but worldly gain. They were shocked when Saleh had turned against their old traditions. They said, "Saleh, we placed our hopes in you before all this. Are you now telling us not to worship what our ancestors worshipped?" Saleh tried to remind the people of the great blessings God had given them, both in the past and in the present. The arrogant would say, "We reject what you believe. This man is just a human, like all of you. He eats and drinks the same as you do. We swear, if you follow someone who's just like you shall be losers." They went on saying, "Does he claim that when you die and turn into dust and bones, you'll be resurrected from your graves? Absurd, absurd is what you are being promised." After a lifetime of preaching to his people, tirelessly trying to persuade them to abandon their idols and worship the one God only, Saleh addressed them and said, "I was chosen as your messenger when I was just 16 years old. Now I have reached the age of 120. I present two options to you. First, you can ask me something, and I will request it from my God to see if he answers. Second, I will ask something of your gods. If they respond to my request, I will leave your community." His people, in an unusual display of sincerity, responded, "This is indeed a fair proposal." They all agreed on a day and a place to have the contest. For 3 days prior to the contest, the pagans offered sacrifices, food and drink to the idols, hoping to win an easy contest. When the time came, they instructed Saleh to start by making a request from their gods. Saleh asked for the name of the largest idol. When they told him, he called the idol by its name, but there was no response. Saleh then turned to his people and inquired, "What's the matter? Why isn't it responding?" His people were confused and suggested he try a different idol. So he asked one after another, using each idol's name, but none of them replied. Saleh then turned to his people, "You have seen me call each of your gods, and not one of them has answered me. Now ask me anything, and I'll pray to my Lord for an immediate answer." Some of them said, "Let's go to that mountain, for we shall ask you over there." When they got there, they said, "Ask your Lord to make a pregnant she-camel come out of this mountain right now. It should give birth instantly and have a full supply of milk." Saleh replied, "You have asked for something that is impossible for me, but easy for my Lord." Saleh then turned his attention to God and pleaded for him to grant their request. In an instant, there was a tremendous explosion and the mountain split open. A she-camel emerged from it and it gave birth instantly. They were amazed at how quickly God had responded. Saleh said to them, "Is there anything else?" They said, "No, we should return to our people and share what we've witnessed. Surely they will believe in you now."